Ollie came in for a 30-day board and train puppy program. He was 10 weeks old when he first came in, and his owners were looking for help with normal kind of puppy behavior, so mouthing, jumping, barking. He was really struggling with crating in terms of crate training, so he was having accidents in the crate nightly. They were having a really hard time getting him on a schedule, feeding schedule, a bathroom schedule. They were struggling with leash walking, socialization, and just really excited behavior. So when he came in, we start with a realistic crate training schedule. So we get the puppy out a certain number of times per day, and we set that up with a feeding schedule so he'll be successful for bathroom breaks. And then we get right into clicker training with food training with his age. So we teach all basic obedience, so sit down, stay work, recall, and then we start teaching him some impulse control exercises. So threshold work with doors, place work, and different stay activities. So through the program, he started going into town and working around other people, other dogs, distractions. So when he left at 14 weeks old, he has a solid foundation of his basic commands, an excellent recall, and going in public, being polite, waiting at doors, listening when his owner's addressing him. So we're excited for them to continue with his education as he gets older. Yes, so Sky was here originally for puppy training when he was 4 months. He's a year old. He's back for e-collar training. So Sky has a really solid foundation. He understands what's expected and not expected in terms of leash skills and working with other dogs. So he's excellent tool to use. Ollie, we were just practicing a little bit of pack walking. So Ollie was doing fantastic on the leash on his own, but then adding other dogs in to make it, there's those distractions and that kind of, can get exciting for puppy, and he has to realize that he still needs to move as a group in that kind of structure. So he did structured walking with the group of dogs he was working on off leash, but we use Sky quite a bit as well because he is an excellent, he has excellent social skills, and when Ollie makes a mistake or he gets kind of in his space, we correct him, but Sky lets the handler do the correcting. He doesn't need to get too involved. So we don't want to start off with reactivity, and that's the problem with off-leash dog parks is we have a lot of dogs in there that don't have proper socialization skills. There's no one monitoring the play. Dogs are being bullied or they're bullying, and then we start to see dogs that are having to defend their own space because no one's advocating for their space, and they feel unsafe, and then we start to see reactivity around other dogs, reactivity on the leash. So when socializing puppies, it's really important. If we're socializing them with other puppies, that's great, as long as, again, we're not letting puppies bully other puppies or they're not, bullying. But if we're using older dogs, obviously keeping in mind size requirements, even, dogs that are large, that are balanced, if they start playing and getting rough, we want to be careful if they are small breeds. But using dogs that have social skills is an excellent way to socialize puppies. with puppies, with any of our board and trains, we teach threshold work, which means anytime they're entering or exiting a door, whether it's the kennel, the car, the vet, the house, it's important that the dog is sitting and waiting for the handler to give them a release word so they can go through. What this teaches them is that they need to be calm and focused when entering a new environment, but they also need to be paying attention to their handler. So puppies are really, you know, they if they're not taught that, they see an open door and they just bolt out that door. So it's an excellent life skill that when they see a door open, that the expectation is to sit, be calm and wait, and then they can go through once they're welcomed. So if you have a group of or one or two or multiple balanced dogs, it's great for puppies because they learn what is and isn't appropriate in terms of play. We work with distractions for recall. So, you know, there's other dogs out there that he's playing with, and when he's recalled, he still needs to come even though he wants to continue playing. So it's great to be able to recall your dog, you know, just in the house, but as you start to get outside in a park or in a conservation area or hiking and there's other distractions, we want to set that up where it's helpful when we have the distractions of other dogs. With puppies, we need to be careful about what dogs we're using because you know, puppies sometimes have, you know, they're learning what is appropriate play and what isn't. So when we have dogs that are able to help shape and mold that, it's fantastic.
Good boy. Yep. Down. Good boy.
Okay, take it. Good boy, Ollie. Good center. Okay, take it. Okay, take it. Good job. What a good boy you are. What a good boy you are.
Sunnidale Boarding Kennels in Angus has been making pets feel at home for over 20 years. Now offering Good Dog Board and Train program for the love of dogs. Treat your pet to a Sunnidale day. Search Sunnidale Boarding Kennels to reserve your suite online.